The AI competitive landscape was shaken with market panic as Deepseek, a relatively unknown Chinese startup, claimed it could match OpenAI with a much cheaper option that sent shares of artificial intelligence market leader Nvidia plunging. Nvidia shares fell 17%, wiping out over $600 billion in market capitalization in a single day as DeepSeek unveiled its artificial intelligence breakthrough, which challenged Nvidia monopoly. Yesterday, Nvidia started to come back. Hello, this is Bode Oshosami on Global Business Insights, where we bring ideas and discussions on the business headlines. This episode spotlights the latest in the artificial intelligence market and how the market dynamics may be changing. We also replay a chat with Niyi, Veraki, Head of Technology Services, on the AI revolution. Nvidia responded saying DeepSeek is an excellent artificial intelligence advancement showing how new models can be created by leveraging widely available models and at a far lower cost. Analysts are hailing DeepSeek as the disruption that is disrupting the disruptor and hoping that more startups like DeepSeek emerge so large language models become more mass market and cheaper to deliver. Others are scrutinizing some of the claims. The claim that DeepSeek spent only $6 million to do what Nvidia did for billions is simply seen as far from accurate. While we know DeepSeek has found a way to innovate by leveraging proven technologies, the self-reported claim of a $6 million training cost is suspected as highly unlikely. Also last week, China said it would provide $137 billion in financial support for AI over the next few years. DeepSeek founder Liang Wenguang also reportedly told Chinese Premier Li Qiang that American export restrictions on AI graphic processing units, GPUs, remained a bottleneck. Some analysts are forecasting an imminent shift from hardware to software, with Salesforce software player Microsoft and Oracle likely to emerge as winners. But there are lessons. First, the global markets are evidently very jittery. Too much hype has potentially distorted valuations, and the potential downside risk is there, calling for diversification of your portfolio appropriately. But it may also be a good time to buy the Nvidia dip for portfolios that are looking for an ideal time to get in the AI play. Most importantly, while the edge that Nvidia has will not be easy to erode, it will be eroded eventually, and we could see many black swans coming up. Still on AI, Chevron and GE Vernova have formed a partnership to develop natural gas-fired power plants next to data centers, aiming to tap into artificial intelligence surging demand for electricity. And there is more. Both Microsoft and OpenAI are probing if data output from their technology was obtained in an unauthorized manner, directly or indirectly, by DeepSeek. All this as the US Navy yesterday banned members from using DeepSeek in any capacity on potential security and ethical grounds. But while the fuss about AI, I spoke to Niyi, Veraki, Head Technology Services. That was late last year, and he was able to shed more light on why artificial intelligence capabilities could be the driver of the next major disruption in global business, and why Africa needs a more deliberate approach to play in this space.
According to UNDP, AI is predicted to add over 15 trillion to the world's GDP by 2030. And half of that is expected to come from productivity increase alone. AI is the capability of computer programs or machines to think, learn, and take actions without explicitly encoding commands in them. It's able to do this by ingesting large amounts of data and then discerning patterns in the data, such that it can then autonomously act and complete tasks that ordinarily human intelligence would do or complete. This is made possible by recent developments in technology such as the NLP, natural language processing. This is where computers are able to understand, manipulate, and interpret human language. Also, machine learning, and particularly deep learning capability. This is where computers are able to ingest large amounts of data and then make sense of it. And lastly, the huge amount of data that is in the world today through social media, smart devices that are prevalent everywhere. These technologies have ensured that AI application has exploded in the world today. And Africa can tap into this to increase its productivity. For example, in healthcare, medical practitioners can use the capabilities of AI to improve patient care, particularly in areas where there's limited medical practitioners. AI can be used for early diagnosis of diseases in patients by leveraging patient data and benchmarking it against models. AI can be used to manage contagious diseases. It can help in tracking and predicting the spread of contagious diseases. AI can be used in the public space. For example, government agencies can use AI to automate and expedite processes and services such that the delivery of such services are more effective and lead to better outcomes for citizenry. Policymakers in government can use AI through ingesting the huge amount of public data that is available. Thereby, issues and trends can be unearthed and discerned, and then the policymakers can use that to devise policies that are highly informed and citizen-centric. AI can be used in agriculture in many ways. For example, for farmers in decision making, AI can help in predicting environmental factors such as weather conditions or even the spread of plant diseases. Thereby, farmers can then tweak their practices based on the information that has been provided. AI can be used for optimizing very scarce and expensive resources, for example, water or fertilizer. This application can help to increase agricultural yields and agricultural productivity, which according to World Bank can have huge impact on poverty reduction. Africa is making modest strides in harnessing AI capability, working with multilateral agencies and the private sector. For example, Africa is collaborating with UNDP to create an initiative called the AI Hub for Sustainable Development. This initiative has 4 foundational pillars. One is around data, making sure that Africa-centric data is available for AI models so that it can minimize bias that may be specific to Africa. This initiative has already digitalized 18 different African languages, and this would also help in using it for AI models. The second thing is around training and upskilling of Africans. The initiative is pushing hard to upskill young engineers on AI, and in addition, providing a platform for networking. Recently, there was a networking event that was held for over 380 different startups that are AI-centric. This allowed them to talk about the development in AI and how that can be used in Africa. Thirdly is using AI responsibly, such that it is able to respect African values, norms, and cultures. Lastly is the computing infrastructure that is used in AI. The initiative is trying to ensure that green considerations are put into such computing infrastructure. Africa needs to make AI pervasive in everyday life in Africa. Africa needs to massively educate its youth on AI technology. We need to embed AI in education curricula across all levels in African schools. Lastly, Africa needs to devise specific policy around churning out AI engineers in huge numbers so that we can ensure that African engineers are embedded in the fabric of AI development in the world.
Africa's wealthiest man, Aliko Dangote, is set to play in Kenya's food and beverages market as he backs a private equity firm in acquiring a restaurant chain, Java House. Dangote is among investors backing Altera Capital, the African-focused private equity fund seeking to acquire a major stake in Java from UK-based Actis. Shares of luxury goods giant LVMH dropped almost 5% today as investors reacted cautiously despite slightly better than expected full year's results, which could also be early sign of a turnaround. In US markets, we saw mega cap stocks, including Apple, advancing and helping to arrest declines as a mixed bag of corporate earnings also came in and the uncertainty related to AI stocks fueled more volatility. We also saw Wall Street technology stocks rallying yesterday following the sell-off sparked by Chinese startup Deepseek's advances in artificial intelligence. In the US, consumer confidence weakened for a second straight month in January amid renewed concerns about the labor market and inflation. Also in the US, durable goods orders fell by 2.2% or $6.3 billion in December to $276.1 billion. This was after a 2% decrease reported in November and also worse than market expectation. Governor Olayemi Cardoso has launched the Nigeria Foreign Exchange Code. That's foreign exchange code built on principles including ethics and good governance. The code aligns with international standards while addressing Nigeria's unique challenges. The Central Bank of Nigeria also last week announced that the Purchasing Managers Index for Nigeria improved to 51.0, confirming the S&P IBTC PMI print and the trend of improving economic activity after 2 months of contraction. British Prime Minister Keir Starmer said yesterday that he hears loud and clear the message to cut regulation, adding that he also considers artificial intelligence to be a major growth driver in the UK as he sees the economy turning around. The Prime Minister is promising to veto policies that damage growth as he scrambles to rescue Britain's struggling economy. At a business leaders' breakfast yesterday in the city, Starmer revealed that all public spending decisions will face a new growth test. The UK economy expanded by just 0.1% in November after 0.1% contractions in both October and September. Later today, Chancellor Reeves is expected to welcome the expansion of Heathrow Airport as she reveals more on latest plans for economic growth. Also, later today, Meta reports fourth quarter earnings after the bell. Analysts and investors will be looking for signs that the company's massive AI spending is continuing to pay off. And in a special evening episode later today, we will bring you the main takeaways from the US Federal Open Market Committee decision, where analysts are expecting monetary easing to be paused. Asian stocks mixed ahead of a US Fed decision later today, and also as tech stocks rebound after recent concerns over AI company Deepseek fade. Well, that's it on this episode of Global Business Insights. We also want to announce that you can watch us from next week on Business Day TV YouTube channel, Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Thanks for watching. This is Bobby.